Focus. Focus. All right, I don't know where you're getting your information from, but there's one thing I know for sure. You can't have a why will it not start video before you have a will it start video. Nope. Good neutral safety switch too. Just no battery. That's all my fabrication, drive-by-wire. But the reason that it's not starting other than a dead battery is the fuel pump. We got a little hose clamp involved in there, so the fuel pressure, fuel injection, it's up there. But other than that, this is a 2011 GMC cutaway van that I put a 1962 International Metro van on top of. Painted the inside. Haven't opened this since then. There's some cool stuff in there because it was a welder's truck. This had a welder inside of it, and there was a stain on the roof where the guy had the welder running with the doors open in the back. But that's not there anymore. I like all these old, with the lead paint on them, shelves. I painted over them with Battleship Gray too. This is actually the old dashboard from it, with the gauges and everything. The grill, Nova side panel from Carlisle, $10, door panels. Yeah, underneath there, the doghouse is a 6.0 LS motor. What I did was, I just lifted the body off, and believe it or not, 1962 International, fine threads, 1/2 inch, must have had anti-seize on them because after I broke them free, they were like hand tight. I really want to get that open, this little, I don't know if it's a dash glove box or what you would call it. It's an overhead console or whatever. Focus, focus. We had some bees in here during the summer. Just found this little bracket right here I'm going to use for the LED light on the wrecker. Flatbed, one of the two. $500 in LED lights at the swap meet. Got to do something with them. And this was just a safety thing that's just falling apart. So I hit my head on the pipe. And the original keys. But after I got it going, the rear brakes are all locked up on it, so that's one problem. And it went into limp mode because of the fact that when I did what I did, I guess I just like hit into the temperature sensor. And after that, the wire is just, I don't know, it just hasn't been right. And it might be the drive-by-wire too. I don't know if because of extending it, maybe I messed something up, but this got ripped off, so I didn't know which wires went to what. And the plug, everything came out of the plug, so I had to redo the plug, if you could see, with shrink wrap. But pretty sure I did it right. I got somebody to get the schematic from like Mitchell's On Demand or something like that. Whole Coca-Cola bottle. Well, what I used to like was when it was intact, that's the clip for it. It was on the sun visor, was the guy's comb. So when he got in and out of the truck, he would comb his hair. But that's all the computers. I ended up getting that particle board, putting it down, screwing everything to it. It was almost like an isolator block, so it wasn't metal on metal with all the electronics. I looked at it that way as well. But wait, does it have tilt? Oh, if it had tilt, that would have made it better. But we had to fabricate everything here. I mean, that's the booster. Brakes. Everything. This is a gas motor, but it's got hydro boost. But it's funny because you sit in it and you're like, the one thing that I love about it is these, focus. The wipers you could control from the inside. So if the vacuum shuts down, you could just put your finger on it and wipe off the windshield. But the heat, the defrost, like how great is this? You just open it up, all manual. Keep it oiled. Well, you don't really want it that oiled so that it locks in. And this is to keep you warm. Inside it, heat. Parking brake. That's not hooked up to anything anymore. This is the old gas pedal as well. Used to go down that way. It was funny, this engine, it didn't have a throttle cable, but it had a rod that went through the straight 6-cylinder. From the driver's side to the passenger side where the mono barrel was. And that actuated the butterfly. But what I had to do was, I got a brand new carburetor for it, did what I had to do, took it off, put them next to each other, and I'm looking and the linkage was a little different. So I just took the brand new carburetor apart, the butterfly pretty much out, and the first rod at the top of or the middle, rather. I threw it all together. I got it going, went through town. I was driving around all original and everything. And then, you know how stuff sits or whatever, and you lose interest. But I had the opportunity to get this cab and chassis. I guess you would call it a cutaway because it's a van. And what I did was, just put it together. And it's a driver, 1962 International Metro van. It's got a 2011 with OnStar. Drive-by-wire 6.0 LS, the entire cab and chassis. I rolled up it underneath there and did what I had to do, mating them together. But it's just a project that's been on the back burner. This is just, not permanent, but just so that it doesn't arc out on anything. And I got everything isolated, like I was saying. What's going on, NASCAR? So, just hanging out. I got the battery box in here. This is all original. This is where the battery would have been located. So you go in through the cab and service it. Look at this one. Charlotte. And that's that, yes. So we had to do a little bit of welding because the battery acid did its thing. But we redid it and we made it, I think, for a Group 31 battery. But the old tray is actually, I think, still there a little bit, just drooped down underneath there because it rotted off on the side. It had a little door or something, I remember. It might be around somewhere. I think it went to these bolts for the hinges. But that was kind of cool. But like I said, old Battleship gray. Sanded it down. It must have been lead paint in here or something. Hit the front of the grill with the excavator. But this old cabinet, I think I like to keep it in here. I never moved it. I think it's bolted a couple little holes in the floor. My friend Stanley's toolbox that passed away, I keep that in there. There's a memorial. This, I think, is the air cleaner for the FC, the Forward Control Jeep. Almost definite that's the air cleaner for the Forward Control Jeep. This is Voodoo. By the way, that's Voodoo. Fuel pump. Small block Chevy. 3 lines. Try to get a battery into it. Crank it. But like I'm saying, it's not like it's going to go into gear at all. I actually had a problem dragging it with a Bobcat with tracks. But it was a cool little project. Afterwards, we brought it to another location. We got the welder out again. Started making different cross members, radiator supports, everything that had to get done. So just like the purple car that's over there in the yard, there's an Oshkosh tow truck, 1955. You got a purple car over there. So that purple car is on a 1999 Cummins 24 valve chassis that we shortened 42 inches. It's a 5-speed. And then we load a 1947 Dodge Business Coupe on top of it. And that's a pretty cool build. I think the Mercedes is back there. And this thing is FC, forward control Jeep. 1963 forward control Jeep. Big black 4-wheel drive van. But the Oshkosh is kind of cool. Swapper! This is actually something that I want to bring to the swap meet. Might show up there this year in April. I hope they keep having the swapper. Just hanging in there. Got my coffee. Some dog action. They're eating things as usual. This was a cool gauge I found. Brand new. It's got an elephant on it. To the sunlight. How cool is that? $5. All right. So this is a delivery truck. So pretty much he had to go in and out constantly. So this front seat folds. And then it folds again. And then he could get out of the truck in a timely manner. Sold! We just got interactive. Oh, no. All right, send your mail and address. We'll get that out to you ASAP. So, I don't know how that broken window happened, but the door's countersink up into the walls. So this must be hollow, obviously, for the door. And this is an access panel with all these screws and everything like that. But my question is it insulated behind the rest of it? And the roof? Because now what I wanted to do was, since the wheelbase on this is so long, instead of shortening the wheelbase, I was going to elongate the body. So if I cut like a zigzag out of the roof to the side and then met them together, I think I would be dealing with a 2-piece roof. And it would make it a lot harder. But probably just shorten up the frame like I did on the purple car. Holy cow, those are those dirt daubers. Something's in there. $81,000 original miles. So that was cool. Grill goes on here and makes the whole thing. And they said what? That's a picture of a guy on a tractor. Those are the two tractor tires. You got the front of the tractor and his head in the operator's seat. What's going on over here? What is this? So, I think we've had enough. We'll regroup and we'll come back on in about a minute or two. Once we get to another location and I have to climb. Right? Right. This is crazy. Oh my God. Oh, and storage. A whole bunch of storage. Holy cow. And to fill the antifreeze, originally, to get to your cap, Kindorf, support, radiator support, support for the tranny cooler, Vortex, 6.0 stuff, reservoir, body line, rear body line, makes the whole truck. How it comes down does not come straight across like every other one that you see. All right, out. Create happiness and smile.